1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Self-awareness is a superpower. My name is KathyLaDonna. Welcome to Soul and Vibration. With this placement, you might get to a point where you are sick and tired of friendships or relationships because they never freaking last. And the reason why they don't last is because they're just not the ones that's meant for you. Because real relationships and real friendships, instead of coming to a complete end, they will just evolve and the relationship will get even deeper and stronger. And that's what you'll notice with the friends who has stuck around for the longest. Because like Pluto, like Scorpio energy doesn't phony kick it. Like this is not the energy that knows how to play pretend to be your friend. So with this placement, the people who you have in your life up until this point are people who have stood the test of time. These are the people where like there's no passive aggressive behavior here, you know, unless they're coworkers or things like that, you have to deal with them. But when it comes to your personal friends, your personal relationships, these are the people that you can voice your issues with. They can voice their issues with you. And instead of the relationship just completely dying, you'll find that it evolves and it is constantly just getting better like wine over time. It just gets sweeter. You know, with Pluto here, I feel like relationships is your kryptonite. Like I can relate to this energy because I have Pluto in Libra. So because like maybe at some point in life, like you experience major abandonment issues and rejection. I mean, we all experience them. But I feel like with this placement, it's like we take it like major seriously. So because we take it so seriously, we feel the need to control the way we relate to other people. We feel like we need to control our relationships. So because we're controlling the way we relate to other people, we ourselves might find that in the beginning, we aren't completely genuine when we say we are who we are, because Libra energy is all about friendships and relationships and things like that. A lot of people like to say that Libras are balanced, but I feel like Libras seek balance. And the way Libras seek balance is by putting themselves on a scale right here and putting the people, place, or thing on the other scale, and they basically look at, you know, who's going to add value to their lives, who is going to make them better. So I feel like because of that, with Pluto being here, it's like we might be completely possessive of the way how we show up in the beginning, but like we're always going to be authentic, but we're probably going to be a bit more cautious about how we show up. With Pluto being here, you might find that you need to control your friendships. You might not realize that you need to control your friendships, but you might find that you are super possessive over the people that you are friends with. And what I mean by that is basically you might appreciate being friends with people who are probably more private and low-key, people who are chilled. Like you might find that like, yeah, you could hang with someone who is the life of the party, but like you won't really consider them as a friend because your real friends are people who aren't just friendly with just everybody, if that makes sense. Like your real friends are people who take their friendships extremely serious. So this isn't the person that's like, oh, they met you today and they just love you. Like, and then love. Like you aren't someone who just uses I love you so easily. You know how someone will be so excited about something you said, something you did, and they'll be like, I just love you. Like you take that extremely serious. Like you don't just say I love you just to say I love you. Like when you say I love you, you really mean that. When you consider someone to be a friend, you really mean that. And like I mentioned with friendships, like if friendships and relationships, if both people involved are being genuinely honest and keeping it real with each other, then the friendship will only grow and become better over time. When it comes to like your view on diplomacy and just fairness and balancedness, like that is something that is constantly changing. Like, and what I mean by it's constantly changing in the sense that you are able to look at a situation from both sides and dive deep into a situation and be able to see where a person's coming from and why they did what they did. So it's like you don't just hold a cookie cutter way or view of seeing a situation, you know, like, because Libra energy has to do with like being the mediator or being the lawyer or judge or type of thing, where it's like you basically look at a situation and make a decision to decide who is wrong or right. With this placement, you approach that on a very deeper level. It's like you want to look at the person's psychology. Like, what were they thinking? Why they did what they did? Like, I don't agree with him doing this, or I don't agree with her doing this, but let's look at like how they started out in life and how that made a major part, how that played a major part in them becoming who they are. When it comes to like your friendships, like you need to be friends with people who are deep. You need to be friends with people who you can talk about the occult, metaphysics, you know, sex magic, things that are hidden. Like you need to be in relationships with people who basically are somewhat scorpionic. Like you might find that you really like Scorpios. You know, you might find that, and if you don't like Scorpios, you might not like the fact that, you might not realize the reason why you don't like Scorpios is the fact that they won't allow you to control them. And that's something to pay attention to. Pay attention to the relationships or friendships that challenges you like crazy. Normally, those are the ones where you guys are having power struggle for the need for control. In time, you know, we mature into this placement and realize that we cannot control other people. And the only thing we can control is ourselves. Like, yes, you can put a person in chains, but if you can't control their mind, you can't control their mind. Like at the end of the day, a person has free will to decide whatever it is that they're going to believe in and what they're not going to believe in. So you can't control someone. You know, someone might be with you all the time, but they're mentally cheating. They're fantasizing about the possibilities with being with someone else. You can't control that. But in time with this placement, you'll learn that the only thing you can control is yourself. And that only thing that matters is what's going on in your head and what you're manifesting within your body, outside your body, and in your physical reality. You'll realize over time that as your mind changes and you become more optimistic and positive, so becomes your relationships and the situations around you.
Love yourself as if your life depended on it, because it does. Take care of yourself, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.